Hi, and welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and I am super excited because today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations Legacy United Commander Class Magmatron. And we've got more dinosaurs, and I with playing with this figure, I think what I realize is I just really like dinosaur Transformers, and I will buy all the realistic dinosaur Transformers that they have. I've been buying all the Studio Series Dinobots also, but I love that we're getting more realistic-ish. I'm not super realistic, but you know, Magmatron giving us 3 more dinosaurs is really, really neat. So we've got Landsaurus, Skysaurus, Seasaurus per their original names. It is a Giganotosaurus, a Quetzalcoatlus, and a Elasmosaurus. I called it a Plesiosaurus in the short. It is not a Plesiosaurus, it is an Elasmosaurus. But these are some big honkin' dinosaurs. We've got Quetzalcoatlus, the smallest one, clearly like deluxe sized. Looks really good. I love the gold paint on the beak. I like the yellow eye. We've got some silver on the talons, as well as gold on the fingers. That looks really good. We've got this nice feathering detail, not feathering, but feathered paint detail on these leathery wings. That looks really good. And he's got, a big, beefy wingspan here. Articulation's a little limited. Oh yeah, and also we've got nice craggly skin. That looks really cool. So in terms of articulation, and sorry, I know I keep saying we've got one of these beast spark crystals, Decepticon or Predacon spark crystal right there. So his head is on a ball joint in this mode, which I really, really appreciate. The neck is double jointed up top. What I really, really wish is there was one more joint at the base of the neck so that his head could hold up. If you look at Quetzalcoatlus, the theory is that they walked on 4 feet, their back feet and their front feet, and they could hold their big beak, which this beak isn't quite long enough. It would actually be bigger, can get food that way, almost like a giraffe posture. He does have a rotating wing joint here that can flap. He can rotate this here. That's more for transformation. The talons are in a ball joint, and we can spread out the wing, pretty decently far in this nice pink leathery material. This is a softer plastic up top. It feels really good in hand. Then on the lower legs, we've got a ball joint here. Can't really split, but it can go up and back. We've got a knee here that can go backwards if needed and forward that far. We've got 2 joints on the foot, again, the toes, as well as the foot. So I'd say decently posable, but would like if the talons could have curved forward. So they go this way. This is a simple one. I don't know why the cut here for the ball joint isn't on the other side so that you could hook the hand forward instead of going backwards. That just seems a little odd to me. And then if I could have my way, we come in like so. The standing posture, his wings get in the way. If the wings could fold up more, or if the feet could fold back and then the neck could fold up, that's really what I'd really, really want. But I think compared with the others, I'm kind of nitpicking here at the Commander price point for how much these guys can do. As is, I think it's a great looking, another, pterodon style, not dinosaur, but dinosaur-like creature. Then let's put him in the back and let's talk about the Elasmosaurus. Again, really great articulation here. This neck, the original was smaller and on a ball joint. This is on several swivels. So this swivels, and then you can turn it. So each of these are swivels, but you can turn the neck to get, different types of articulation out of it as needed. I really think they did a great job. It feels very sturdy. It's got, this swivels 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of articulation, 10 if you count the base. So, just great articulation in the neck. And nice silver teeth that can open. We've got a nice pink tongue there. He can come at you. I dig that. And that's not all of it. You might think, oh, the rest of him is just a brick, but you'd be wrong. These flippers can flap up and down as well as flap on a ball joint. And even these ones in the back, they can twist a little bit. They got a little paint stuck, but they can move around. So, you know, again, for something that you would think would be an easy throwaway, like, oh, we don't need to make it that articulation, the Elasmosaurus is very articulated. And this is more of a Voyager. We've got a deluxe-ish figure, we've got a Voyager-ish figure, and then we've got our leader-ish figure. The Landsaurus looks fantastic. Giganotosaurus was traditionally, I think, regarded as the largest land predator, competing with Spinosaurus in that size category. But Spinosaurus nowadays is very much regarded as at least semi-aquatic, if not fully aquatic, but mostly aquatic. But I think we've got a great head sculpt here, just looking mean. I like the kind of membrane here. I do wish the head jaw open more. It is really unfortunate that as we move things back, it looks like his cheekbone kind of gets, or lower jawbone gets caught on this piece. So this is really as far as it can open. Even though, like, we've got a, can we get that on camera? We've got a pink tongue in there if you can see it on camera. We just can't see it very well. Still silver painted teeth. We can tilt the head side to side. We do have ball jointed arms, which are small little arms, you know, but they do have ball joints, which I appreciate. We do, the chunk of the body is, you know, motionless. It can articulate a little bit, but it's not really supposed to. We do have big ratcheted hips, which I appreciate. We do have nice deep knee bends, which is awesome. We do have a forward and backward tilt, which is detented here. So, you know, you can get him in all sorts of menacing predatory poses. And then on the back end, we do have a tail that can go up and down, you know, depending on how much you want to break the head sculpt or break the tail sculpt, and then go side to side. So pretty posable, especially for, again, part of a combiner. If you notice, this centerpiece came undone. It tends to happen, which is unfortunate. But I mean, he just looks great. Love the green eyes. Love the white accent down his back. That looks awesome. I just wish it went all the way. This is a joint, I understand that, but this feels like a miss. Same thing with the Elasmosaurus. Like things, we've got this kind of scaly, you know, it feels really good in hand. And then we've got this pearlescent paint over top, just missing this section here, which is unfortunate. But I mean, they do look really awesome. And I'm moving in them back because I want to compare them to my other dinosaurs. Oh, here we've got, you know, when I call this a leader, it's because these two together look fantastic. They look like rivals. Giganotosaurus and T-Rex look like they're mean, you know, fierce predators that are competing. Obviously, they didn't live during the same time period, but they look really awesome. Elasmosaurus, you know, if we're considering Dinobot a Voyager, Elasmosaurus is absolutely a Voyager, if not, you know, leader class. And then, of course, this is not the only red pterodon creature we've got. We've got Pterosaur. So here's how they look together. I just want more dinosaurs. That's honestly, like, that's what I've concluded is, Hasbro, you make any more Beast Formers or Beast Wars 2 dinosaurs, yeah, I'm going to buy them. I'm absolutely going to buy them. Just sell them to me. Just give me more dinosaurs, please. I just want more because they look fantastic as a group. I love seeing this. This is really, really cool. And lastly, this comparison is of this time. Maybe by the time we do you know, next year's roundup or something, there will be a new big convoy toy to compare to. But here's how they look together, you know, with the original big convoy. And I think, again, they look like a menacing team that could harass Big Convoy as he's trying to complete his missions. I think they look fantastic against each other. The last thing I want to note is Magmatron does come with effect pieces. I haven't found a spot to put them anywhere on the dinosaur modes. I thought maybe like these back here are too big. You could like kind of squeeze it on, but it looks really dumb and it stretches out the plastic. I think it's only on his sword in robot mode. So you get these pieces and they're nice extra blast effects, but I don't know that they do much else. But let's go ahead and get things transformed. So Magmatron obviously has a robot mode, but he famously also has this like dinosaur hybrid chimera creature called Magmasaurus mode. So we're going to get into that now. We're going to put our Landsaurus kind of in the back. Same with our Skysaurus. We're going to start with our Seasaurus. And to start things off, we are just going to be splitting this tail here and using that to separate out the two parts. There we go. Get this stomach piece separated out. On this piece, we're just going to fold in. There's little slots here that these pieces can fold in on there. And then this piece clips in there. We can just kind of sit things up like so, setting that to the side. Then here, we've got the top of the Plesiosaurus. We are going to fold out these arms. We're going to kind of fold down this piece, getting this, the robot arms loose on their platform, rotate it to the side, and then slide the piece like so. And now we can split. They are tabbed in pretty loosely, so you just kind of uncurl the arms. And we want to keep them untabbed here on either side. And now on these arms, we're going to fold things so the elbow bends this way, and we're going to unfold little feet from his hands. Flip it this way. There we go. Now, to get this, I mean, this is kind of rickety and loose. We're going to untab these two sections, which come out. And you can see there is a triangle tab here, trapezoidal, that goes right in here. Same thing on this side. Bring it in. There we go. It's pretty tight, but it helps keep things, you know, nested properly. And then we're going to flick out this piece here. So we have this little bracket here and this little bracket here. These correspond to sections of the tail. So we can get the tail nestled in properly. Like so. You can see there it's connected. Then you can see there is a little hole here. That is actually where the Elasmosaurus tail is going to go. We're just folding this back up and getting it there in that spot. And we've got these like chimera legs on the back. It looks really, really goofy, but you know, that's what we do. And then we're just gonna sandwich this piece on top. The same tabs or slots here and tabs here, we just reconnect. Close things back up, and then the Elasmosaurus head becomes, you know, a tail-ish thing. That's almost done. We just got to stick the Skysaurus on top. The transformation steps for Skysaurus are pretty simple. We're just going to flip these wings around. And that's basically it. For the Giganotosaurus, we're going to lift up this piece. It usually gets loose anyway. There's a tab right here. We want to lift up these legs. We're going to stick this like a Thanksgiving turkey on the table. And pushing down on the neck to get things, to click like so. This piece can lay down, and there is, again, a slot on the back of the head that lets us sit things right. And then there's a tab here and a little slot here that lets us push the back piece down. We can bring down the legs. And here is Magmasaurus. And it looks so dumb. It's so silly. I don't know what to say about it. It's, you know, it's here. Some people, I learned recently that some people are really big fans of this mode. They think it's really cool. I think it's really dumb. But it's here for those that want it. And that is very nice, isn't it? We're basically just going to rip him back apart into 3 pieces. And then we'll get into transforming him into his robot mode. So again, we'll untab here, lift this guy out, set that down, split this, I guess 4 pieces really, because the plesiosaur splits in half. And untab here. There we go. All right, let's start with the littlest guy. We're gonna turn this into a head by revealing that the head's been there the whole time. Put these feet up, flip these, showing his crystal, and that is it. We can set that Skysaurus to the side for now. We can do our shield, which is basically done. We're just gonna kind of flip the flippers around, and this piece flips out, and we'll attach this shield to Magmatron in robot mode in a little while. We can do our plesiosaur, which is also halfway done. We're going to untab these pieces, untab this section, flip the pieces back in place, flipping this piece down. And we have our shoulders basically done. We can close up these hands to make them, you know, fists again. And then we're going to take our tail, put it to the back, and flip things down, collapsing our head. We do have these tabs get reused to kind of compact and tighten up what's becoming our upper torso, like so. And then the plesiosaur head is going to come over here, and it's just going to relax. It's got a hole that goes onto this peg right here. And there we go. This is like the back of his upper torso. And then we've got our Giganotosaurus, which is basically untransformed. We've undone this back piece. We're going to take out this sword piece here. I don't like how soft it is. It does. I worry that one day it'll tear as I'm trying to pull it out. There we go. But it's, you know, highly flexible, soft plastic. That can set to the side. We've got, as we pulled that out, we kind of undid his guts a little bit. This section was tabbed up here and in the back here. It tends to fall out. It's secure enough if you're posing, but it'll work itself loose if you jostle it enough. You're going to collapse here, and here's his spark. And yeah, all 3 of them have them, which is really neat, a good nod to the original toy. We're going to fold up this piece, fold down these pieces. Same thing on this side, get the tab past that piece. And this collapses, and it basically becomes the handle and hand guard for the sword, like so. And then on to his the rest of his body. We'll start at the feet, I think. We're going to fold out these heels, fold out these extra robot toes or talon pieces, like so. Same thing on this side. Folding out, folding out. Folding out and away. Then we're going to come in on his legs. We're going to split as we straighten the leg out. The gear section automatically kind of folded itself up. We're going to take this piece, fold it out of the back of his calf, and it's got a tab that it connects, and it just kind of holds his foot in the right shape. And then this whole system comes down, and we get these like fake pistons, which is a really neat feature. Same thing on this side. This side stayed connected more or less. We're going to fold this out, collapsing this down, getting the foot in the right position, and then tabbing this piece in like so. We can keep those legs out and spread to the sides. Up on his dinosaur head, we're going to fold in that neck piece. We're going to unfold the sides of his dinosaur torso, which will form hip skirts. They can kind of come down and away for now. Oh, actually, before we do that, we want to take his little hands. There's little ports on the side of his torso. That just helps so the hands tuck away nicely and stay secure, like so. We can come in. This is on a joint that we can bring up like so. Flipping up this piece, flipping around this torso piece to flip. Oh, this isn't even on camera. Let's move that camera up. So we turn this torso, 90 degrees here. We're gonna flip this piece down, flip out this shoulder piece. And then we've got these green guts that are gonna flip out and then turn like so. And they've got ports here and tabs there, like this. Fold the tail back, and we've got things secured nicely. We've got our legs done, and now it's time to put him together. So, let's start with Skysaurus. He's going to come in, and we want to take the Quetzalcoatl head, come around to this side. There is, again, a slot underneath his beak. There's a tab right here in purple that's going to secure there. We're going to take the head and we're going to drop it down because there are more slots and tabs that are going to connect the base. Things end up being very secure here once you get them in place. And then these feet have hooks that allow us to hook each foot into his chest like so. With that, we can take the back, the plesiosaur piece. It's got a bunch of tabs. Okay, so there's tabs. These green tabs are going to go into these slots. There's these tabs are going to clip around this piece. There's these tabs here that are going to go in these slots. It's basically just trying to get everything lined up at once, if possible. And we might have to mess around with it to get it in the right place. There we go. Okay. This one first. I like to do the top ones first. Like so. And then that helps me get the back in place. Like so. And then these actually came undone. There we go. So there is our base robot form. We're going to take our shield, put it over here. He's got a port in his forearm. And, here's the third, the Seasaurus crystal. He can hold his sword. And, man. All right, it's time to announce the winner of Transformers Generations Studio Series 109 Bumblebee Concept Movie Megatron. Long name. We've got 32 entries here. Over on the left-hand side, all the comments for the video. If you left a comment and you entered the giveaway, I gave you a heart to help me keep track. That is how I do it. So here are all the comments. And let's see who our winner is. Ran between 1 and 32. Our winner is number 2. Funny Guy 8498. Funny Guy 8498, you said, the G1 Prime and the cores. It's so sad. I just heard the rumors out that the core class is getting eliminated. So these might be the last core class figures we get for a little while. We'll see. They usually bring it back because they really try and make a lower price point work. We just need to get a little more value for the price point, I think. But Funny Guy 8498, congratulations. Reach out to me on the various Arbitrary Heroes social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Discord, whatever. And I'll get your information, verify it's you, and then get Megatron bundled up and shipped out to you sometime next week. Let's get back to the review. Here is Magmatron in his robot mode, and he looks pretty fantastic. I really didn't have a lot of nostalgia for the original Magmatron, but this feels big and it's got great presence. And I feel like the sculpting and the interlocking help meld the three dinosaurs in a way that the original kind of felt like each was more separate. This feels like one big solid robot, and it's very solid. In terms of articulation, we do have a great head that unfortunately is really limited due to the fact that it's got a swivel here, but that's about it. It is a really fantastic head sculpt. That's just limited by the fact that there's not a ball joint there, which does feel like a miss. It felt like maybe there could have been an opportunity to lengthen out the torso a little bit on Skysaurus and get that ball joint to give him a little more expression. But if we get that ear out of the way, the wing out of the way, we do have on this arm a nice ratchet, same exact joint that was on the leg of Magmasaurus. We do have a double jointed elbow, so he can hold up his shield just fine. We do have wrist swivel. We do have finger articulation, you know, this group and then that thumb. And it's got a 5mm peg, so it can get, you know, it can hold stuff just fine. We do have waist swivel, like so. It's a little limited, but you can get use out of it. And then you can lock it back down. Just like on Giganotosaurus, we've got big ratcheting hip joints. They can go out plenty far to do the full Van Damme. We do have a nice deep knee bend. I really like that. The wrist or the ankle tilt is there. The forward backward isn't there because of the way we lock down his back leg, but I think that's more for stability than everything else. All in all, I think he's a pretty well articulated commander class figure, especially for combining the way he does. Now, this isn't the biggest commander class figure. If we're comparing it, I do have Menasor, who is a combiner, who is commander. Although, to be fair, Menasor is a commander who also has, you know, room for 4 deluxes on him. But there is how they look together if you want to see your commander class combiners. Other recent commanders to compare to, here we've got Armada Optimus Prime. And you can see, again, Armada Optimus Prime is also kind of on the small side for commanders, but things have shrunk down, but they feel nice and dense on both figures. They don't feel significantly lighter than the other commanders. They're just a little more dense, I think, but they look, you know, pretty dang good next to each other. And we want to compare him to his other Legacy United figures. Obviously, he's the commander. He's going to be the biggest. But here he is next to what they're calling a leader class figure. We've got Voyager in Silverbolt. We've got some deluxes. You can see, I mean, he, as a commander, he towers over everybody, which I do appreciate, especially the core class figures. Rest in peace. It sounds like the rumor is that we are done with core class. But here's kind of how they look together. Of course, the other relevant size comparison is going to be other Beast Wars characters. So we've got Magmatron, and here he is next to Megatron. I love how much he towers over Megatron, who was, you know, from the original Beast Wars cartoon, one of the biggest characters, if not the biggest. I think they look great together. We had this characterization of Magmatron in, you know, Beast Wars, I forget if it was 2 or Neo, but of this like honorable, ferocious warrior that was always going up against big convoy. It's really neat to see how much bigger he is than Megatron. We've got our other dinosaur transformers to show them all together. So, you know, we've got a deluxe of Voyager and a leader and now a commander class dinosaur warrior. I think they look great as, you know, a team. Obviously, this is not the traditional lineup, but it is still really, really neat to see. And once again, the question is, how does he look against big convoy? And I feel like, obviously, this is my big convoy, is an older toy. He's seen maybe better days. But I kind of like the way they look together. I just like that big convoy's already huge. Magmatron kind of going up against him to show how big he is nice. But if we get, you know, a big convoy toy, I'd be curious to see if we get it in leader. I feel like the current leader size wouldn't really do him justice. Maybe he needs to be a commander also. But for Magmatron himself, I mean, it is an easy recommendation. I think that what we have here might be one of my favorite Commander class figures. Jetfire, Skylynx, and Armada Prime have been my favorites. I think the order I've said things in is that Skylynx is my favorite. Armada Prime and Jetfire are tied for second place. I think Magmatron goes up there with Skylynx as one of the best commanders. It just feels like there's something I can't describe about how solid the dinosaurs feel in hand, and then to have them turn into such a nicely ratcheted and articulating robot is really satisfying. The transformation is great. It's a lot of fun for a combiner. The individual modes are nicely posable. He's got the goofy, silly combine mode. Again, my nitpicks are very minor. There's not really anywhere to stick these. That's annoying. Some of the paint could have been more complete. And then the pterodactyl, or not pterodactyl, the Quetzalcoatl mode could have a little more articulation. And maybe things could tab together a little better. But that, like, to me is still, like, those are minor nitpicks on a 9 out of 10 figure. Magmatron is an easy recommendation if you can find him at retail. If you can find him on sale at some point, absolutely pick him up because he's so much fun. And that'll be it for today's look at Magmatron. And this is like, I'm caught up on all my Transformers figures. We'll have to see what I take a look at next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.